Shagari is one of the 23 local government areas of Sokoto State that had produced prominent people who had contributed immensely to the socio-economic and political development of Sokoto and Nigeria in general. One of such persons is Muhammad Jabisa Habi Shagari, a retired teacher, technical officer, and administrator who had served humanity diligently.
I was born in Shagari town in 1957, January 7th. And I grew up to the age of 4, and I was enlisted into the Quranic school near to our home village in Sabongarin Shagari, which is called Malam Amadou Quranic School. And I was there up to the age of 6 when our first primary school was commissioned in Shagari town, and which was coincidentally the first set to start schooling there at primary school level. And, even though the building, the permanent building was not there, but the classes started at the doorstep of the village head, the late Magaji Bello compound. And that structure is still there, which it was just a thatch structure, which was used for other enlightenment and education and meetings of the herds and the farmers and all the rest of what the villagers do in those 1950s, 60s. So that was our first class. And after 1 year, while we were having that class 1 in that structure, the permanent building was erected. And we packed in as class 2 in the permanent structure in 1962. So we were there up to, it was the time when primary school you have to spend 7 years. And I spent 7 years, 1971, first. In December 70, we finished the primary school after our common entrance. And at the same time, I was admitted into 2 post-primary schools. First, Sultan Abubakar Primary School here in Sokoto, in the Kantindaji area. And the second was the Government Technical Secondary School, at that time class school, Farfaru Sokoto. I was admitted into these 2 post-primary schools, as I was saying. And then when the selection of which is the best came, the headmaster was to take the final decision at that time, So my headmaster later, Gedado Yabo, as a blessed memory, was one time a director in the Ministry of Education. So it was just recently, maybe to get to know him. And then he came with the proposal that I should leave Sultan Abubakar College and move to Technical College because he knows my talent in handling things in the craft, in the drawing, in whatever. So just to have me into the technical formative.
Due to his talent in crafts and drawing, Jabe Shagari was among the few students selected to further their education outside Sokoto province, then as exchange students under Unity School program.
2 weeks later in the Farfaru Technical College, then there was this inter-divisional or provisional transfer. Some of the nucleus were taken from Niger province to Sokoto because it was then this new northwestern state, and which comprises, Niger province and Sokoto province. So we were selected, 12 of us, to go to Bidda, Yagi Secondary School. And then there are some 12 of the nucleus were taken to be brought to Farfaru. So that's how we were exchanged, and I became a student of Unity School at that time, because at that time they only pick students for particular school to a particular school and take from that school and back to the another one. So and I've been in Bida from 1971 up to 1976 after having the exams we call City and Guys of London Institute and YEC and other technical tests and exams, which there's a time if you are reading craft, you have to sit for grade 3, grade 2, grade 1, and at that time I've had my grade 3, grade 2, but grade 1 till when I start work, then I can go for it. Okay. So we came out with that regalia that we have successfully passed out. And 1976 we came back to Sokoto State, and it's that time when before you leave school, your form for CSC is already your file is already there moving. So when you come, you just be told. This is the ministry you are supposed to be taken to, but you have to remain as an applicant and pursue your employment. So whosoever son you are, whoever you are, that's how it's made. And at that time there was not even taxi moving in Sokoto, and no kabu kabu, and the slippers and the shoes that you want to carry you.
Yes.
You have to trek around to locate your
So let's go back to the issue of school. Talking about the lifestyle in school then, right, from the primary up to the secondary and tertiary level. How was the lifestyle then?
Well, the lifestyle was the issue. All is that you can remember is discipline. First and foremost, it's not a question of how do you read in the book or whatever, but how you follow the regulation. And who by that order, who is your prefect, who is your class master, who is who. At that time, primary school, if you mention a headmaster and the person that can reach headmaster is also a very respected person. As a people that if you are wise and maybe you look not so fearful person, you can be close to teachers as much as possible. And in fact, I can say to you that at the time of our primary schools, even not to talk of the head boy, when you are a monitor in the class, it's all that matters. And in fact, each and everyone, no matter how huge a student is who is not in that position, and this one is very small, he has to be respected because you respect the position. And in fact, you take the order, and things will be going in order, orderly, without any problem. And so that's why the timetable is respected, and all the time is kept. That's why it's not there is any subject that will teach you this how to keep to time, or this how to respect this. But it's inbuilt into one as a person studying, as a pupil, as a student. So in our primary school, the headmaster is the final say, but on the teacher always depends on what time you are at the school. Is it the time of games? So the games master has to do. If it is time for the classroom, it's either Arabic Malam or the arithmetic. And sometimes most of subjects in the primary school at that time, whoever started teaching arithmetic English, he's the one that will teach you also. Maybe it's only you can be chance that somebody teaching also will be a separate person. You see, and so all in all, you only remember about 3 faces. Alhamdulillah, quite memorable. The secondary school I attended because even here in Sokoto, when there is talked about Fafaru, so it's only it's an area when you hear the name. It's a issue of education, and that craft school, Fafaru Technical, presently Technical College. It's a very regimental school, and as what you see in Farfaru here is what same is happening in Yagibida, because I can say that place has become even more a military school than the secondary school, because When you have the school law, you first that's the first thing, first sheet of paper you be given. So you know that there is a law there, and you have to just be decent and obey. Even mode of dress, you have to respect it. And so our teacher at that time was from Oron, from Akwa Ibom, is presently. So he becomes a senior master to us, and all the time you cannot do anything in Hausa. You only speak English.
Education is the bedrock of any development, but the present-day system of education is surrounded by many obstacles. How can these challenges be tackled?
When you consider course at that time, when we were in school, the school were very small, not much in number. No matter how sophisticated a school is, you find that everything will be there and everything will be provided. There's nothing, you can't even see a rag of a booklet, not to talk of mosquito net or dress of a student. You say, I'm so sorry, this is a student of. When you put on even an ironed dress, you are found by the master, well, you know what you'll be in for. So not talk of just going anyhow without buttons, just like that. So that's how you try to see that the cost was the work was small and the cost was reasonable, and so that's why the product had to be fine products. But now we have got a large number of schools that everywhere there must be a school. Everywhere there must be a school. So the policy takes us to that level. And in fact, it's the people that drag ourselves to that. There's no question of leaders only. Because the leaders take advantage of the people, because people, anytime when a village of 2 kilometers is having a secondary school, another village will say, we want to have it. And if there is a student that comes from even 10 kilometers away, we will have a choice. Whether if I go to the school in that village, and next time I'll tell my father to take me to the other school at that time. So the things were not consistent. And so there was a lot of indiscipline. And in fact, corruption have a role in this, because if there is no loyalty, there is no patriotism, corruption will take place. In fact, that's what takes us to this level that you cannot even compare. But I can say the authorities have done the best that they can try to have it reversed. But still, the same society is tightening the balls, allowing the will to move, the will of progress. Because if you go to problems of the teachers, teacher will find that today teacher will complain that you don't even have residence, no house to live. And if a teacher is teaching there and maybe he's teaching somewhere, he's being told to vacate the house. It's a part of one of the things that will cause a lot of harm in education for a very long time. Because at the moment you disallow a teacher to own a house, you have told society to see at him that he's exposed. Yes, he don't have anything as a teacher, but he has that respect that at least if any worker is there, is not having a house to live, he is having a house and his wife is there. So he's given that respect. But when you tell a person that is teaching, he was teaching in a secondary school and he grows up to teach into a higher institution and still lives there, leave him with the success he has made in his life. And maybe he's not going anywhere with the house. So some of the policies has to be adjusted. And then these schools are being constructed everywhere. Yes, it's beautiful to build a school to where they don't even have interest to go to school. But if you provide everything there, and that is this thing that is now is the golden issue, security. If you can ensure security of everybody there, What is the problem? And anybody that who likes to, at that time, even they don't even know when the school is being constructed within the city, within the town. They always move out of town and have it there. Where they always say, wherever you see a school, there must be a ghost. Yes, because it's constructed in the bush. You see, but now this has been threatened. So all the products, the produce is being hampered by some ill-fated policies.
After his secondary education, the Bishagari worked in a factory to put the knowledge he acquired into practice.
Successfully, before that, my late uncle felt seeing my certificates and interview and those grade 3, grade 2. So he took me to one of the early existing Sokoto furniture factory in Sokoto here at Kantinda G2. Then automatically they gave me employment. My uncle let Sheikh Osman Ali Shagari, bless memory. So, and I was automatically given that employment after due thorough interviews and exams. And you know those the owners of those companies were private people, and they have to go for merit. Yes. And I can remember there were 5 of us that sat for that exam, and this can even including 3 or 4 Igbos. Okay. But successfully, with the Hausa ones that took the exams are the ones who succeeded, because they are looking for who can do the work with their hands. And was employed there. The stay was very short because I was preparing to go, or the state government is preparing for us to come back and work for the state.
What procedure did Bishagari follow to change from factory worker to main civil service?
Before you finish secondary school, all the forms, all the files, and all what have you, is there in process. So I think it was September when I was called from the Sokoto furniture factory to come back to check my documents in the CSC. And at the same time, the same CSC which is existing where the CSC is sitting, also a one drama starts, because the one time staff officer of the CSC saw us and say, from which ministry are we from? He said, we are from Ministry of CSC. So he said, are we employed by the CSC? He said, yes, that's where we are always here. Yeah. So he said, okay, because he was only teasing us, but he was intending to employ some of the applicants there. So he said, okay, let me take you to one room as you are working here. So that was the first time I entered one room. That time they call typing pool. Okay. When you go into typing pool, you see so many typewriters and all what have you. So one thing. Anyway, it's not a surprise to me, because we are used to seeing machines because of technical school we attended. And so he gave us papers and said we should write what he writes on the board and give us answer in just within 30 minutes. He gave us a test, and we wrote. Again, they took 2 of us there to work in the CSC, even though our files are there, and they know they will give us the time, because at that time I was to go to Ministry of Education and to a school, and the school was closed at that time. So they want us to remain there and work for them. And then after they give us our offers, and then we move to the permanent place of work. So that's how, in fact, up to secondary school level and up to my first employment started and began in the Ministry of Education. And the Ministry of Education proposed me to Yakubu Azu, where it was called Capital School. And at that time, Capital primary schools, they don't offer technical drawing, they don't offer physics, they don't offer full mathematics. It was arithmetic. So one director, which is Jim Boyd, is an educationist and Britain. So he posted me to the government technical school where I began. So I began my teaching there. So I thought I was posted there permanently, and I started my job, which in fact that's the job I love for my life. And in fact, as Allah have it, I only lost the job because of my progress in going to schools and what have you, and which I have never gone back to teaching again. Yes, yes. But it's one job I really love. I love it. I love teaching.
So, having acted as a teacher, I believe you later maybe changed to administrative work, the civil service.
Yeah.
Now, how was it? How did you find yourself into the administrative work?
In fact, it was not automatic from teacher to administration. You know, if you read technical or engineering, it keeps you moving from one level. Maybe if I have given a copy of my CV, you may have inspected it. You have seen how it all begins. After my HND, and I mean after my post-secondary school studies, and I was employed by the Ministry of Works, because if my studies all goes under inter-service, like what you call study with pay. Yeah, and that's how we passed through my OND, HND, and then going to the first graduate diploma and the degrees all under pay. Only my MBA I sponsored myself to study. So that was why when you read this and you come back to the employer, they look at where you are supposed to belong. So after my OND, and coincidentally we are one of the first set in the College of Technology, Benin Kebbi. It was formed during Shehu Kangiwa's regime, and we started here in Forofaru, Sani Dingyadi, and then the permanent site was constructed and we moved to Benin Kebbi. After the study, they brought us back to the set government again, and the set government automatically took us to the Ministry of Works, because there is a lacking of staff, of technical staff that will keep the state, because at that time new Sokoto state was formed, and all the Nigerians were moved back to Niger, and so whoever finishes anything that is relating to engineering or technical will move to the ministry relating to that, because of the development pace we are moving. So Ministry of Works started with me as a assistant technical officer, and so as per the promotions and what have you, and after all the time I always go for either HND or any other studies, I come back to the same ministry. The ministry promote me up to the grade level 16 substantive, and then that